Hi, I'm Craig Phillips, and in this video I'm going to show you how to build your own vertical garden using reclaimed pallet wood. The tools you're going to need: cordless screwdrivers, clamps, screws, drill bits, tape measure and a handsaw. Now there isn't much dismantling to do on the pallet. Take your skids off, we're going to cut them down and use them later on. And then you're left with the back section of the pallet, which is going to be the kind of the spine of your wall garden. So we keep this into position. What we want to do next is create a kind of ladder effect. So we're going to use sections off the pallet, which is the full length, and then we're going to cut some smaller pieces. And once this is fixed together, it'll be mounted onto the base of the pallet, and that will create the shelves where the actual pots are going to be housed. So we do this by measuring up the length of what we want it, which is 1 meter. We cut two pieces 1 meter in length. So that now gives me my two sections here. Place them into position right in the very center of the pallet and take your measurement between there for the shelves. So we'll cut 4 of these down. So that's our 4 now cut to size. We'll fit one in at the bottom, which is going to be flush to the bottom. The other 2 in the center we'll equally space out, but the very top one, we don't want to set it at the top. We want to pull it down a fraction because we're still going to put pots on there, and of course we're then going to use other cuts which are going to be mounted on the front, and they will stop the pots from actually falling off there. We set the top one first and then get an equal gap between the 2 center shelves. The next stage is to actually screw these to connect to this side here. So we're going to start off by putting a pilot hole in the wood. We'll only need 2 screws in it. Of course, we don't want the wood to split. We do the same on all 4 shelves. We'll apply some glue where the pilot holes have come through to add that extra strength. Use a cordless screwdriver with 40mm nails. Start to screw them through your pilot hole. That's your 4 shelves all fitted to the one side now. So the next stage is to fit this one again to that side, keeping it flush at the bottom and set back at the top for your extra shelf here. Great, so that's one ladder section now made. What we need to do is make one exactly the same size to put on the opposite side. So now you've got your second piece cut, built and fixed together, the same as the opposite side. Place it into position, double check it's flush on all sides of the base of the pallet, and then we want to fix these to it. So we can just mark a little line first where they're going to go. And if we take that off for a second, we can run our line of glue along where the two sections of wood are going to meet. Place him back on, offer him up so he's flush with all the corners on here. We can drill a couple of pilot holes through the underside. So place the second one on top of the glue. You can use a couple of little small clamps to squeeze it together so there's no gaps in the centre there. And then slide it off. Pre-drill some pilot holes on the underside like we did on the opposite side. Before you turn this over and screw the underside of there, you must take off the clamps, but what you can also do is pop a little screw between these two sections to hold them nice and tight together when you take off the clamps. So now that middle section is screwed into there, we can release the clamps. That's holding it into position in there. It's fixed from one side. What I'm going to do now is turn it over to the back of it, and now screw it again into there so it holds this section into position. And I'm putting a fixing in between every slat of the pallet to add to the strength. Okay, so now that's fixed on all the underside, I'll turn it back over again. We've got the shelves firmly fixed into position. The next stage is to get 4 more slats off the pallet. Now these are the standard size, there's no cutting down required on this, and of course they are the length of the base of the pallet underneath. What we need to do is place all 4 of them directly on top of the individual shelves that are holding your pots. Once they're held into position, you're happy that they're there, line them up. Take your pencil, mark exactly where they're going to be going, because you want to remove them and apply some glue. Then we can apply our glue where we put our pencil marks. Now they're placed into position on top of the glued areas using our 40mm screws. Once again, screw them down to the sections below. Always making sure that you've got 2 screws in the end of each slat. And the centerpieces here, I've drilled 2 pallet holes, but one's going to screw into one piece of timber and one's going to screw into the other. That's now all the slats fitted to the front of the wall garden. Once you lift it up into position now, you can see you've got the shelves here, which will house your little pots, stop them falling out with the face piece. You've got the back section nice and secure to all of these rails. All you got to think about now is bolting it to the wall, because of course when there's many pots in there with plants in there, it could become heavy as well. So when you are screwing through these, you want to screw through the back slats here and the centerpieces as well. Drill some clearance holes, probably about 4 each side, and even some in the middle as well. Get them firmly bolted to the masonry wall. So that's how easy it is to build a vertical garden. If you'd like to see some more pallet projects, please visit the website silverlinetools.com.